the time of year again. I'm happy to hear my winter wonderland. I'm walking around making small talk with people that pass me by. I share a laugh, it gives me joy that everyone's having a good time. I hear the jingle bells, people singing about love. Feels like I'm a kid, like I'm forever young. And that's why I wanna sing about the Christmas on its way. A reason to hang around and celebrate this day. Everyone's smiling and it's snowing. It's the time of year again. I'm happy to hear my winter wonderland. My winter wonderland. Oh, my winter wonderland.
Merry Christmas, everyone, and welcome to Planet Zoo. As the year winds down, I've been revisiting some of my older projects, just tying up loose ends. And with the festive season upon us, I recently reopened this Christmas model village. Now, this is a project I originally built way back in December 2020. And while it remains one of my most creative builds, it struck me just how much Planet Zoo has evolved since then. So I thought, why not give this build a fresh look? I've not changed anything too much with this, the concept still remains the same. I did consider changing the wards on the table, but then I thought, well, that's going to be a massive project and take all of the Christmas holidays to complete that, so gave up on that idea, it's good enough as it is. Also not changed much in the central part of the village. What I've focused my attention on is the outer edges of the table, revamping some of the habitats, introducing a few more snow-tolerant species, and making better use of the space. Most of that work's gone on this side of the table, so originally this was just polar bears over here. I've reduced their habitat down, so now we've got plenty more room for other animals. Starting with the Pallas's cat. Can't have a snow biome build without the little kittens here, so there we go, Pallas's cats. Polar bears are now taking about a third of the space they had originally. If I had welfare turned on, this probably would be a bit small for them, but we're playing this in creative mode, and yeah, this is clearly a creative build, so I'm sure they're fine. Just feels so much better in this setting, not giving them half the blooming table. Now, moving the polar bears out the way here, this has freed up a bit of space around the back. So now we've got some moose as well. Or is it mooses? Moose or mooses? Viewers, please tell me. Anyway, next to the moose, another animal that likes playing in the snow, it's the Eurasian lynx. And behind this, so this was originally a lookout for the polar bears, and obviously I want to squeeze in more species here, so yeah, it's still an overlook for the polar bears, you can just about see them there. What we've got down below though now is I've got some wolverines in here. This was originally a restaurant or something downstairs, I think. Now we've got wolverines there, so don't go eating in there, they won't like that. Next to this, another cold biome favourite, it's the Arctic foxes. Oh, such a sweet animal. Yep, couldn't have a build without these. Now, interesting with the next new animal, perfect for this build, it's the king penguin. The penguins came with the Aquatic Pack DLC, and release of that was only about a week or so after I completed this build back in 2020, so they just missed the boat first time around. Well, they're in now, and doing their walking on water routine again. Anyway, managed to get this so the penguins have got free reign over this back section of this side of the table. They can walk anywhere around here. Even got some strategically placed food bowls to encourage them to get moving around a bit. Bit precarious going over the ice, and yeah, that is interfering with the gondola a bit, but I guess that's part of the fun. That's all the new animals I've added to this build. There was a couple more I was thinking about, but trying to make space for them would have meant renovating a lot more on the inside section here, and this is so well spaced out, I didn't want to mess with that. Although, almost forgot, sorry, there is one new animal on this side of the zoo. I've had an overhaul of the Japanese macaque habitat here. This was originally closed in with a quite shoddy looking wooden roof structure thing. Well, that's gone now, and it's opened up the space a lot more in here, and I've been able to add the red crown crane. Don't use the cranes very often, so nice to be able to add them into this build. I have also added a temperature regulator in here, so this is a hot spring. Unfortunately, it's not working quite as intended. Probably a bit too deep for the macaques to be bathing in here. Have to take another look at that. The other big change with this build, using the Twilight DLC to build the castle. Originally, I had a poor attempt at a castle back here using the East Asia ruined stone pieces, and it looked awful. So very happy to have replaced all of that with the Twilight castle pieces. Just fits in so much better, especially around the edge of the table. To be honest, the build I had before here, we're just trying to hide this kind of section because it just looks so bad. And let's see, what animal do we have back here? It's a snow leopard. So yeah, revamped snow leopard's habitat. And then I've got the big central castle towers. Fulfilling the same purpose as before, we've got a sneaky toilet in here, and also functioning as a hard shelter for the Dall sheep. I'm sure the sheep are much happier with this impressive building than the shoddy square castle thing I had before. So yeah, that's everything I've changed with this build. Nice to just go back and revamp it a bit, get rid of some of the stuff that wasn't working, add some more of the DLC animals. But can't do a showcase without going to the best part. It's the lighting. And for that, we have to go to night view. So let's just tweak with the lighting here, ramp it right down to 12 AM, and let's take a look how I've improved the lighting. One of the few zoos I've created where it actually looks better at night. I'm not great with lighting, I just really don't have the patience for it, but it is a Christmas build, you can't not spend hours fiddling with the lights. So yeah, only thing I changed with the room scenario, the candles on the mantelpiece. I changed this so it's got the twilight braziers. Viewing from a distance, this is one of the only few flame pieces that you can still see. So I wanted to add those back there. In the village itself, my goodness, there is a lot of lights here. I think I've added probably about 200 or 300 more during this renovation build. Moose getting a lot of this illumination down here. When I picked this up again, this side of the table was really dark, so spent a lot of time putting in some ambient light back here, in different colours of course, it is Christmas. Polar bears getting a lot more illumination now in their enclosure. Same with the gondola and the penguin enclosure, it just wasn't crazy enough, we needed way more lights. I do like with the penguins, if I can figure out where the camera is. So if you look in the underwater bit, I think that's really neat where it lights up the rocks on the side. Certainly feeling more Christmassy now. Too much darkness before. We needed all of the lights. Sorry, distracted there. Penguins looking very odd. Why is he on such a slant? Deary me. Oh, collision course with the gondola. That was close. Anyway, that's the improvements I've added for this build. Was good to go back to something I created a long time ago and add some of the later game content here. New build is now up on the Steam Workshop. If you'd like to check that out yourself, there's a link in the description. The original is still on Steam too. I didn't want to delete that one because this new version does incorporate more DLCs, whereas I believe the original only has the Arctic Pack stuff. So yeah, go check that out, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll likely catch you in the new year.